Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie, and if you're new here, welcome. So we are starting a new series called You Glow Girl, and it is your guide to glowing up from the inside out. I have spent the last 5 years just healing, growing, and I love the woman that I have grown into. I've been very intentional with investing in myself mentally, physically, just to become a happy, healthy, whole woman. And I have so many tips, and I'm going to share all of the tips that I've learned. This series is going to be multiple parts. It's going to be the mental side of glowing up. It's going to be the physical side, everything. So we're going to talk everything from mindset to makeup to wardrobe to everything, just like everything that makes women who we are and how you can elevate to becoming your best self. So if you are looking for a community and you are looking for a guide to just becoming your best self, you have found the right video, because I'm going to give you guys everything and make sure you are fully equipped to becoming the woman that you desire to be. A lot of this stuff that I learned, it wasn't taught to me at this level, and I think it's very important that all women are equipped with this information so that you can become the best version of yourself. So I'm so excited, and for the first video, we're going to be talking about the books that I've read, the top 10 books that I've read that have had the biggest impact on my glow up, that have just changed me from the inside out, that I feel like are must reads if you are ready to start your glow up journey, your level up journey, if you're ready to just grow into the woman that you know you're meant to be. These books range from femininity to mindset, quantum physics. It's just a variety, and I'm gonna give you guys all the information. Like I said, I am just so happy with where I'm at. It's time to give it out. It's time to give all the secrets. So make sure you subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Let's get started. These books that I've read, some of them have been audiobooks and some of them I've actually read, but they're all like ebooks. I either do Kindle, I use Hoopla a lot, which is a free app that if you have a library card, you get free books. It's a great resource, especially if you like to read a lot. And so yeah, make sure you check out Hoopla, but most of these books come from Hoopla or Amazon, Audible, or Kindle. And I just have to say that all these books came into my life at the perfect time. For me, books are so powerful because whenever I'm looking for like my next step in life, I always find it in a book. I always find the answers I'm looking for in a book. The book always comes to me at the perfect time. It's insane, and I always get what I'm looking for. That is why I'm a big avid of reading, because I believe that there's so much knowledge in a book. Just think, you might be searching for answers and it's inside of this closed book, and it's like, all you have to do is read it. So like I said, I love reading. I love reading for personal development and my growth. It is a big part of the reason why I am who I am today. So I will always advocate for reading as a way to just like advance your mindset and to just grow as a person. And I will make sure I put all the books down below. Number 1, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I read this book about 2 years ago, around like April 2023, and at the time I'm recording this video, it's April 2025. I was in a very dark place. I just was not happy with the way things were going in my personal life, and I just remember crying, looking for a sign, and then I found this book, and this book like opened up and it changed my mindset so much. I believe this was the first time I was introduced to quantum physics and the idea of using your mind to change your reality. And after I found out about that, about using your mind and how your mind how your feelings influence your thoughts and that creates your reality, it was an absolute game changer, because then it made me believe that I was in control of creating the life that I wanted for myself. All I had to do was feel better and think better, and my reality will come better. And that just opened up like that. Reading this book was like the start of who I am now. And man, this book was so powerful. And Dr. Joe Dispenza also has other good books. I've read part of Becoming Supernatural, which is also a good book, but it's not on my top 10 list. But Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, I highly, highly, highly recommend. I also use his meditations, which are so good. I'm just a big fan of everything Dr. Joe Dispenza, and that book was very powerful because it helps you to take personal responsibility for creating your reality, and it puts the power back in you so that you know that you have control over your life, and it gets you out of that victim mindset that things are happening to you. And I think that's so important as a woman on a level up journey, because you need to be powerful and to be empowered in who you are. You have to take personal responsibility. You cannot feel like a victim and feel powerful at the same time. So I think that is a very, very big, that is a very big thing to heal on your journey to becoming whole within yourself, is to move out of that victimhood to like that personal empowerment. And as a woman, when you feel empowered, you are unstoppable. Number 2 is A Queen's Code. Now, this book is more about, it talks about the way relating to men. And I included this book on this list because I grew up with daddy issues, which I'm grateful to say that I no longer have. And I grew up with abandonment and just not trusting men. And this book helped me to change my mindset on relating to men and understanding men better, so that in turn, although I understand men better, now for myself, I didn't hate them as much, if I'm being honest, because like I really grew up with, just like I said, a lot of distrust in men, which made me like hate them in my early 20s. Like I just had such a negative outlook toward men, and I feel like having all that hate in my heart really inhibited me as a woman. For one, it's like if you do desire to get into a relationship or be married, but you hate men, that's very conflicting, and you're not going to be able to get what you really want if you have these underlying feelings of hate. And it allowed me to just appreciate and to love more. And I think that's important as a woman on a feminine journey, and just a woman on a journey to becoming your best self. You don't want any hate in your heart. And I think when you understand something better, you won't hate it because you can understand. And so when I understood men better, like it talks about like a healthy man and how to, like, it just helps you to understand them better. And it's written as like a story, and it's just written very, very well. And it's made me change my relationship to men, which has helped me in the long run, because now I feel like I have like a healthy dynamic with relating to men. And like I said, I just think that's important for a woman on her journey to relate to men in a healthy way. Number 3, this is actually like one of the last books that I just read, but it is Magnetic Femininity by Ali Duzette. I listened to it on Audible, and this book was so good. Like, oh my God, this book was so good, to just helping me to understand feminine energy deeper, and to understand my role as a woman, and how I should be showing up. It just helped me to connect back with my emotions a lot more, and to just feel my emotions, and to understand like who I am as a woman and how I'm supposed to be showing up, and to just honor those parts of me, and that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay for me to feel my feelings. It's okay for me to depend on men. It's okay, like all the things that make up a feminine energy woman, it's okay. And now I just feel a lot more comfortable resting in that, and like honoring it, versus trying to go against it. And I think when you flow with when you go with the flow of like a woman's of like who we naturally are, like I think we have better outcomes. And I swear it's just taken like this like weight lifted off of me of feeling like I constantly need to be producing, hustling, and just grinding and going after. Like I have really made a shift within my energy, and I feel like I'm more of a magnet for the things that I desire versus before feeling like I constantly need to like grind and hustle and work toward. Not to say that I'm just going to sit here and do nothing, but I'm going to now go about the things that I desire in a different way. And it was such a good book. Highly recommend. The next one is, I hope it's okay for me to say on here, but I'm going to just put it, I'm gonna just put it right here so you guys can see the name, because I don't know if I could say that on YouTube or not. But this is by Regina Thomas Howard, and this book was so empowering. I actually read this book before reading Magnetic Femininity, the book I just told you guys about. And that book is so empowering. Every woman needs to read that. And it just helped me understand like how important pleasure is in my life, and staying connected to my pleasure, staying connected to my desires, and just like owning who I am as a woman. And it just talks about the taboo-ness around that word in general. And I think it's so important to just like demystify it. And it just really, it's a very empowering book for women. Like every woman needs to read that book. Oh my God, I'm telling you, the last few books that I have read have been all mainly focused on like feminine energy, and it has been life-changing. Like feminine energy is so powerful, and it's like when you just tap into who you naturally are, I feel like it is so powerful and it feels so good. And it's just so important to stay connected to who you naturally are, because it's like if you're a woman, you are naturally, like we naturally are feminine energy. And so it's just a returning back to self. It's not something that you have to go and get. It's already who you are. And it's been so, oh my God, like I said, I just feel so good in this book. I highly recommend it. Number 5, I'm finishing this one up right now. And this one is on Hoopla. It's called The Big Leap. And this book was actually in the Magnetic Femininity. She recommended 2 books, and this is one of them, and they're both on this list. And I think this is important, even though it's not about feminine energy, it's still important for a woman on a journey to becoming like whole and just like really like stepping into that next level, is because it talks about self-sabotage, and then the 4 areas of the 4 areas that we operate from. It's the zone of incompetence, the zone of competence, the zone of excellence, and the zone of genius. And it talks about how like the zone of genius is where the true fulfillment is. And I think as women, we need to be fulfilled. And if you're operating in your zone of competence, you're not going to be truly fulfilled. And I feel like for me, I have been operating out of my zone of excellence. And it's good, but that's why I feel like I keep pivoting, because I desire to operate from my zone of genius. And I feel like this book is helping me to really refine what it is my zone of genius is, and like how to operate out of that place of true fulfillment. And this book has been amazing. I've read a lot of books this year so far, so that's why most of these books are from this year. Number 6, also I read this one this year, is Psycho-Cybernetics. And this is kind of like a quantum physics kind of book. And it just talks about how the way we see ourselves determines like how successful we are in life. And it just goes, and it helps you to reframe your self-image so that you can feel positive about who you are, and in turn you attract better. It changed my perspective on the power of my subconscious mind. I feel like breaking the habit of being yourself also talks about like the subconscious mind. And I've read a lot of other things on the subconscious mind, but this book, it put it in such a different way for me that it really helped me it gave me a different understanding of the subconscious mind and how powerful it is. So one of the things it talks about is that the subconscious mind is constantly working under the surface. And this relates to me in my life because for so long, whenever I would set a goal for myself, I would just work overtime and like constantly like looking for signs and looking and like trying to make it happen, which is not a bad thing, but there's an easier way to do it versus the way that this book explains it is to set the goal and then like take inspired action and things will kind of open up. Basically just fall in your lap. Instead of like working and hustling so hard, this is showing me that I don't have to do all that. I set the goal and I take my inspired action instead of like trying to force an outcome. And I feel like it's just very powerful at just really reframing your self-image of yourself so that you can be successful and attract the things that you're looking to attract into your life. I just finished this book. This was the second book that was recommended, well, that she mentioned in Magnetic Femininity, and it's How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. And if I'm honest, money was a big obstacle for me in my 20s, and that's why I hustled so much, because I just constantly felt like I could not get enough of money, and it just seemed to like you make it, it goes right out, and just feeling like insecurity around money. You know, growing up, I wouldn't say I grew up in poverty, but things were very tight. I had to get my first job at 15, and I was just like kind of expected to provide for myself. And so this really completely, I just finished this book a couple days ago, and I'm telling you, like, from reading that, I will never worry about money again. It gave me such a new perspective on money, on attracting money, why you repel money, and how to always attract money into your life. And at first I got nervous because it talked about affirmations, and I'm like, oh my God, I already know about affirmations. But no, once you get through the affirmations part and it tells you the second part, it's like, oh my God, like it was life-changing for me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, reading books, literally the information in these books is insane. But yeah, I highly recommend that book to anyone that is struggling with money or whatever it may be. And this also is important, I feel like, as a woman on a feminine journey, because money is, women seek security. Like, that is like the number one thing that we're seeking. And if we don't feel secure with money, then it's going to be very hard for us to feel secure. So I feel like if you solve your money problem, that will take away a lot of that insecurity that we feel, because we need to feel secure as women. Number 7 is The Game of Life and How to Play It. This one was actually recommended in the book by Regina Thomas Howard. She mentioned it, and this book was really good. It gave affirmations on like basically like how to, it's a very short read, but it gives like it gives information on like basically getting what you want out of life and like how to do it. And it gave really good affirmations. The affirmations are worded in a very different way that like targets the subconscious, that the subconscious cannot ignore. And it really was like very helpful for me at just changing my mindset. All of these books that I've read have been like, I've just like unlearned the old ways and I'm learning new ways. So now I have like a whole new set of ways of going about everything in my life. Like I've cleared out so much of the old programming, and I feel like all of these books have installed a new programming that is going to help me at this phase that I'm at now to be successful in every area of my life. And that one is also a really good book. Number 9 is The Art of Feminine Seduction. This book was so good because I read this I listened to it a couple months ago, and it's also on Hoopla. And it talked about how, like, she was a woman that basically just always tried to appease men, and she ignored how she felt, and she couldn't understand why she couldn't maintain a relationship, and like, you know, just like not honoring her feelings in relationships. And she eventually learned how honor herself in relationships. And I think this is so empowering for women to like not shrink themselves in relationships and speak up, say when you don't like something, say when you do like something, and just like articulate your feelings. Like if you do not want to do something, say it. Like how many times have we've been in situations of like doing something we didn't really want to do, but we didn't want to make the other person feel uncomfortable, but in turn we feel uncomfortable. And so I feel like this gave me a better understanding of like how to honor myself in relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but all relationships. And I just loved her storytelling of like her journey to like, you know, these different men that she was dating, and how she was learning along the way how to show up for herself and to advocate for herself and to feel her feelings and to speak up, and just all the things that, like I said, personally, I wasn't really taught. Like I really struggled with relationships in my 20s because I was very weird about emotions. I was very weird about affection, but I really wanted affection. I was just very, very immature in love, I feel, and I just did not feel comfortable expressing these things, but I really wanted it to, but I was left unhappy because I didn't feel comfortable expressing myself. So it just really gave me a new perspective on that. And number 10, I read this one last summer, and this was like right before I came to New York. And I'm telling you, I have really, really been trying to find myself, and I'm so happy with like all the internal work that I've been doing. But it's the Black Girl's Guide to Financial Freedom, and this one is also on Hoopla. As someone that did not grow up financially literate, this book really helped me to look at things differently, you know, into like getting out of debt, and to just like getting into like financial security. And I feel like it goes back to like women seek security, and if we're not secure financially, it's going to be very hard for us to feel secure. So this book was just also, this was also important on that journey for me, of just like healing like those like financial wounds and like clearing out that poverty consciousness. That is my list. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're going to read any of these books. If you have any book recommendations, please share with the group. I want this to be a community of women where we share, we feel safe to share, we can learn, we can grow, and we can just, you know, like empower one another. It's so important to be surrounded by healthy feminine energy, and that's what I want my space to be, is a space for women to just come for those answers, because I have been seeking out answers for like just trying to get my life right. And now I'm going to get emotional. Now I finally feel like I'm on the right road now. Like I was feeling so lost for so long, and just feeling like, oh my God, like when are things going to get better for me? And I feel like I've just been so diligent at like doing my inner work to become, you know, to improve my life. Now that I have a better understanding after reading all these books of like how I need to go after the things that I desire, I feel a lot more successful. I feel a lot happier. And I'm just so grateful that books even exist, that people write these books and give us this information at such an affordable price that can change our life. And I have to share, it, because if there's any women like me that grew up with not the most ideal conditions, and you know that there's better out there for you, and you're just trying to figure out how to get it, I want to be that resource. Because when I tell you, like I said, I've been trying to figure it out, and now like I just feel like I found my footing. So I'm so thankful. Like I thank you to God for just always guiding me, and always, like, if I'm not on the straight arrow, like I get nudged back to get back on that path. So I'm so grateful to God, and I'm so happy with where I'm at, and I'm really looking forward to building this community on here. And I'm excited for this series, You Glow Girl. Our next topic will be about Actually, I don't know. I don't know yet, but we will, like I said, this series is going to be a long one. I'm giving you guys everything. Come back after you have read a book. Let me know what your takeaway was. And I'm so grateful if you watched to the end of this video. Thank you. And I will see you in my next one.